Hi, hello. I know, jump scare. Whole new setting, whole new camera. What are we doing? We are starting my brand new segment called Femme Fun Fridays. Um, Editor Jerry, put something magical here. So, I used to have a podcast, and it was called the Jerry Berry's Fantastic Library, and it has its own YouTube channel. It's still over there. It still exists. The idea was to check out friends and check out normal people instead of checking out books. But then I also talked about books and I talked about journaling. It died. And now I'm bringing it back in a sort of new way where I just hang out with my friends that are usually women or women identifying or femme. And we just chat for like an hour and that's it. We just hang out. So if you like this, then you can check back on the last Friday of every month this year. I'm going to be posting one of these podcasts with my friends, and we're just going to chat. So for our very first Femme Fun Friday episode, we have my friend Simone, who I've never met in real life, but I've known online for years now. And we talk about all kinds of fun stuff. We talk about like husbands, committed relationships, just girly things. I think we even discussed some politics, just a wee bit. Talk about how we met online, things like that. So I hope you enjoy. And here we go. Let's go chat with Simone.
Woohoo, it worked. Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the Jerry Berry podcast. I guess it's called the Fantastic Library. I don't have an intro yet because we're rebooting it. But at the Fantastic Library, we talk to normal people about normal things. And today we're talking to Simone. Hi, Simone.
Hi, Jerry.
Um, so I guess we've never hung out in person, right?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. We're in my kid's bedroom, so that's why there's a closet.
I love it.
And stuffies.
I love
But
that.
Um, yeah, we've only ever seshed online, right? Did you
Yeah.
ever go to like an in-person goddess hangout? How did you find the Discord? That was a lot of questions. Sorry.
Um, I have been to one of the hangouts, to one in Oregon. I want to say it was 2022 or
Oh, okay.
23. I don't remember exactly when it was, but yes, it was one of those. It was not a huge one. It was a la carte. You just went and got your own place to stay, and there was not a program.
Yeah.
So I love that, the camping. And it was more of I didn't know if I was gonna go. I didn't really know anything. All I knew was that Melissa was going for her birthday. And that was my point of going there. It had nothing to do with the goddesses.
That's so funny. Melissa, is it like Melissa Luhu or something like that on Instagram? Is it that
Yeah.
Melissa that lives
No,
up by
no,
Nolini?
it's Melissa. Why can I think of her handle right now?
Oh, is she went? Okay.
Green sweater, green sweater, something. That Melissa.
Okay.
Melissa from Washington. Yes, yes, yes. Not from
Okay.
Texas, from Washington.
Okay. Yeah. I'm really bad at names and remembering where everybody's from.
No, I know her name is Melissa. I'm just trying to think of her Instagram
Yeah.
handle.
I'm like, Melissa, I don't know any Melissas.
You're like, well, whatever.
All I remember is like Instagram handles or like descriptors of people
Right,
because
right.
we're
Yes,
usually at a higher level at these events. And I'm just like, I don't know who anybody is. Um,
right. Yes, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters once
no,
you get to meet them, I feel like, in person maybe, but I love just hanging out and chilling. I'm not really too worried about intricacies.
no, like the names were never important. And it always reminds me of like my kids because Haley just started kindergarten and she tells me every day she made a friend and their name is not, she doesn't know the name. That's not the name. She's like, no, he's a boy with short hair and he likes dinosaurs. And I'm like, well, that's all that matters, I guess. So,
It's the vibes that count.
yeah. Like names don't matter really when you're just hanging out. Anyways.
No, no. I
Yeah.
have a I have a little anecdote about that too, about kindergarten and names.
Yeah. Is it just like, what's your anecdote?
Okay, so the anecdote is this. I had to take a hit real quick. When I started going to kindergarten, I would come home and my dad would always ask me to, like, oh, what did you do? Da, 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 da. And so for like the first, I don't know how many months until there was like summer break and we had a summer festival at kindergarten, I'd be like, I would tell my dad, I'm hanging out with the Browns. I'm hanging out with the Browns. He's like, okay, cool. It's like, yeah, it's the Browns. And I grew up in Germany.
Yes.
So Summerfest comes around and Dad shows up and he's like, well, where's this family? The brown kids that you always hang out with. And so I grabbed him and I showed him and he said, oh, Simone, you have to ask them their name. So they were African American kids. Their parents were stationed in Germany and their kids went to our kindergarten. And I always hung out with them. They had the best food. They were having fun. They would just do stuff together where the others didn't. And I was like, I didn't understand them, but I don't care about the names and I don't care that I can understand you or not. I want to hang out with you. Did not think to ask.
That's so funny.
I just grouped them in as the Browns. And so then my dad was like, Simone, no, you have to ask them their name. And I was like, well, I don't know how. I don't speak their language. So then my dad walked me over there. So it turns out it was Brian, it
Okay.
was Shamora, and it was Michael.
I love that.
They were not related.
Yeah, that's even better. I love that so much.
Yes.
I have I have two thoughts from this whole thing.
Yes.
One, kindergarten is clearly a German word that Americans adopted for the age
Yes.
group of 5-year-olds. But what is kindergarten in Germany? Is that the same age group?
Kindergarten is from 3 till 6 because we go to school. See, I think, and the way you guys name it is a little bit different than us because we go from kindergarten to preschool to elementary,
Weird. Okay.
middle school, and some people don't even do middle school. Some people go from elementary school to junior college after fourth grade.
Oh gosh.
Yes, this
That
is
is weird.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because here it's like definitely preschool is optional. And that's like the 3 and
Oh,
4-year-olds. Kindergarten is 5. Technically, legally still optional. They cannot make you go to school until you're 7, that
right,
kind of stuff. And
right.
then,
Same thing in Germany. Kindergarten and preschool is you don't have to take it, but
but like socially, it's known that you usually
yeah.
start your kids in kindergarten at 5, and then they go, and then from there it's just counting 1 through 12, and then it's getting
Mm-hmm.
weird. The difference between elementary, middle, and high school here is getting weird. Like
They're changing it up. Oh,
yeah, I grew up with like I grew up with a system that was grade kindergarten through fifth was elementary school or grammar school. And then middle school,
oh yes, grammar school.
6, 7, 8, you're in middle school and all of your hormones are raging because that's usually like 11 to 13-ish. And then
Oh my.
high school is like 14 to 18.
Okay, well, our high school only goes until ninth grade because everybody must get an education in their career.
Okay.
So you start your career education, whether you want to be a doctor and then you go to college after ninth grade, or you're like, I'm gonna, I don't know, flip burgers at McDonald's. Then you're going to get a culinary degree, whether you like it or not, because they're not gonna hire you, and school's free, so you're gonna go.
Okay, I love that. That's so cool. My what was my other thing that I was going to ask now? I totally forgot. It was about the German
Kindergarten. Did you
schools.
want to know what the word means?
Isn't it just a garden of children? That's what a teacher
Yes.
told me. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I remember like my kindergarten or my first grade teacher said that, and I was like, oh, whoa. But no,
Yep.
there was something else you were talking about, and I was like, oh, I have another question about that. And then I forgot. It's okay. It'll come to me later.
About the Browns? About the
Maybe.
kindergarten?
Oh, yes, it was about the Browns. Okay, so I'm assuming you just lumped them in as the Browns because this color of their skin was brown.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I recently learned, and I don't, because you're German, so I wanted your perspective. I
Yeah.
recently learned from watching other podcasts with other like celebrities and actors that Americans have no problem describing people by the color of their skin, like white, brown, caramel, black,
Yes.
whatever.
We don't
And I
do that.
guess in other countries that's like super offensive.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't really do
So
that.
then your dad was like, "Whoa, dude."
Yeah, he was mortified that I did
Because
that.
there's definitely I would have an issue if Haley was like, "Yeah, these are the Browns," and I would be like, "Oh, well, that's a little racist, honey. We can't do that."
Right, we can't
But
do that.
I feel like it would be even more dramatic over there, where in America we describe people by color, skin, and see no
Right.
problem with it. But
Right. So growing up, my best friend is mixed. Her mom's German, her dad is African American, and not until we started being adults and meeting not other, I'm German, so is she. um, sh and not until I started meeting like Americans and having conversations with them, if she wasn't around, they would always ask me, instead of saying, "Where's your friend?" or "Where's Nicole?" it was, "Where's the black girl you hang out with?"
Oh
And
dear
to
God.
me, that was just mind blowing.
That's
How the
crazy.
fuck do you? I never thought of Nicole as Nicole is the black girl.
Yeah.
Nicole was the girl I met the day that I went to school, and we saw each other every day. Like, that's the girl.
Yeah.
It's not the black girl. That was
Yeah.
very shocking.
Yeah. I think that's an old way of thinking too. My pap would say that. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I had this really nice black nurse," and I'm like, "Why does that matter?
Right?
She's just a nurse, pap. Like, what is
Yes.
that?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. I was working at a climbing gym in North Carolina for a couple years, and we had to take the first aid class. No, what is it called?
Or like a CPR class or something.
Yes. A CPR class. And so it was all of us from the gym. And then it was another lady that was a nurse, or I think she was a nurse practitioner or whatever. And they have to take that every year too.
Yeah.
So even though she wasn't part of our group, the guy that gave the class, he was like, "Oh, this is this lady from blah 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 blah. She needs to retake the class." And so I just asked her if she was okay coming here and blah blah blah, introduce yourself, whatever. So she said her name. We all said hello. Tell me why he then goes on a tangent of, and by the way, everybody at the gym, all the workers, they're all white, okay? This lady black, and he tells her and all of us a story about his nanny as a child. This gentleman was already in his 50s or 60s, so he was a little bit older at the time already, and so went into a long story about his mammy and blah blah blah, how he loved her, and I was just like, somebody take this man aside and tell him that he needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. That's very bizarre. It's so bizarre.
To her, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, what the fuck, man?
Super weird.
Yeah, super weird. But I feel like, yeah, American.
When did you get to America and why? I probably asked you this in not recording, but I don't remember.
Yeah. I met my husband. He was stationed in Germany, and a girl that I was going to college with was dating his friend.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, there's this really nice guy, and he's like a fifth wheel. Can you come on a date with us and get this man busy?" I was like, okay." And then I met him, and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely fucking not." He's like, "A child. I don't think so. I'm not babysitting. What the hell is that?"
I did not expect that story to go that way. That's really funny.
So, anyways, I married him, and now here I am.
So you were already like adult, basically, by the time you
Well,
got
in
here.
my mind, I was an adult, but I was only 19.
Yeah, that's true. That's a gray area. In Germany, is it like everything's unlocked at 18? Like drinking, driving,
Yeah,
alcohol, like
everything.
all of
Oh, we
that?
can
Yeah.
drink at 16. We just beer and wine at 16.
Oh, interesting.
I think is cigarette 16 or 18. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But yeah, but no liquor. Not until you're 18.
Interesting. I like that
But I
they
mean, who fucking cares at that
yeah.
point?
Is weed legal there?
Mm. So, from what my father told me, he's always told me this, is up to 3 grams that the cops usually don't do anything. But I guess it was not set in stone in a law or whatever. And
Okay.
then a couple of years ago, I remember somebody congratulating me as to, not as to Germany being legal. However, none of my friends were talking about it, the ones that are still at home. So I recently asked one of my girls, and she was like, "No, it's not legalized. The only thing is we border on Holland. So you used to get in trouble if you went to Holland because it's legal there.
Uh,
Pick up some shit and then go to the border back to Germany. That used to be illegal. And that's the only thing that changed. You can now legally drive over there. They have pretty much a drive-through at the border, from what I've been told.
Love
Get
that.
your shit and go back home. That was not, and but I think it's like also, again, maybe only 3 grams or something like that. So it's not like you can load up.
Yeah.
No, you're
Yeah.
just gonna have to make the
Like,
effort of the trip a couple of times a year or whatever. Yeah.
so did you find weed when you got to America then? Was it adulthood that you found weed?
I did not really smoke anything when I first got here. I didn't know anybody that did. And then I was like, just fucking hella scared because I didn't know what the consequences would be. On top of that, I am not a citizen. I am a legal resident. So I try not to get in trouble for
Yeah.
anything at all because I'm not trying to get that taken away from me.
Yeah.
But once I moved to North Carolina and I started working at the climbing gym, it was kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
Climbers and weed kind of
Yeah. Totally.
goes hand in hand. And to me, it was like, oh, finally.
I didn't find weed until I was in college as a STEM student, like the science, tech, engineering,
Oh,
and math.
yeah. Oh, I bet they had the
So
best.
I did go to community college and I kept changing my major a lot. And it was once I got into a math major that I found all the nerds. And I was like, oh,
Yes.
you guys are managing by just being high. I get it
Yep,
now.
yep,
Because
yep,
I was
yep.
having like full breakdowns before I
Yeah.
found. So yeah, but now I don't smoke anything. I say I'm in my Mormon era, but I'm not a Mormon. I don't want people to think that. I'm just so sober that I'm like a Mormon.
So, what made you transition to not smoke anymore at all?
Because I went through I had to quit drinking. So I had a severe drinking problem, like 2 years. I think I'm almost 2 years sober, 2.5 years sober now.
Nice.
But once I stopped drinking, I also realized that like smoking was also numbing. Like it was just like a replacement, you
Hmm.
know?
Hmm.
And I needed to like stop numbing everything to really heal myself from all
Yeah.
of the shit that I haven't really healed. And I was doing a lot of stuff with Noemi. And so I was
Yeah.
microdosing for a while with her. And I did like wizard school
That's
and
right.
I would do like one-on-ones with her for like a month or so where I was still microdosing on a program with her with just solo, not in a group. And then yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
now I do smoke if I am hanging out with the goddesses. Like we all met in Vegas in April.
Right. I was
There was
wondering
like
if you smoked while you guys were there. Yeah, you
yeah,
did.
but I have zero tolerance. Like I have to take
Right. So
teeny
you were
tiny
high.
baby hits from like a joint that's already lit. Like
It's like you're a weed virgin. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
How awesome.
And like since I'm so low tolerance, I can't do it in normal life because I still have little kids, and I was never the mom that could like be a good mom while I was high. That was never me. Because then I'm just kind of in my own world, and the kids are like a buzzkill. I'm
Oh.
like, whoa, what do you need? What are you doing? But I know
Right,
for
right,
some
right.
moms it helps, but for me it was never my thing. So
Are
now I
you
can
neurospicy?
what?
Are you neurospicy or no?
I think so. Well, I was diagnosed with like obsessive compulsive disorder way back in 2017, I want to say, and I didn't believe her. I thought it was just general anxiety because I'm like OCD, I'm not clean. That doesn't make any sense.
Right,
And then as I got sober, I started to realize what she meant by obsessive
right,
compulsive
right,
disorder.
right.
Yeah, and that is often I've learned from the internet, which is not a good place to learn from, that it's
Right.
often misconstrued with like autism or ADHD because they're very
Ah,
similar with the way your
I got
brain processes stuff.
that. It makes sense. Yeah, okay. I was just wondering because I have friends that I've introduced to the Green Goddess,
Yeah,
and they have completely opposite reactions to it than I do. For
yeah,
example, they have like the reaction like you do. They'll sit on the couch and go, oh my God, why? What do you want from me? Leave me alone. What? It's like, I'm like doing this to brace the situation
yeah,
or to just I try to explain it to people that never have smoked, and to me, it's like I'm always buzzing. And then once I smoke, it's kind of like this cloud just comes over me that's like, take a breath.
yeah,
Okay, let's look at it from a different angle.
yeah,
All right. That's what that's to me. But like some of my friends, they're like, no. I'm like, there's somebody crawling outside the house. The SWAT team is outside. I'm like, for what fucking reason? We're sitting here. Right. But
yeah.
like, I get it.
It's like the OCD thoughts, since it is like because it's obsessive compulsive disorder. So you
Yeah.
just obsessively have intrusive thoughts. And if
Yeah.
you're in a bad high, or like since I have such low tolerance and I'll just get
Just keep
paranoid,
going.
it'll be like a broken
Yes.
record in there of like the worst case scenario happening in my head.
That
Um,
makes so much sense. Okay.
if I had time and no kids and I could build up tolerance back to like where it was, I could probably enjoy it daily, but I'll just wait. They'll be older eventually and it'll be fine.
Right. I mean, some
Yeah.
things, honestly, you just gotta wait out. Just like my dad would always tell me, like, oh, those allergies, just wait till you're 60. I don't have time to wait until I'm 60. He's like, it'll go away. It'll change. I'm like, okay. Things will change, Jerry. It'll be
Buddy.
fine.
Just wait those allergies out. They'll be fine.
Just wait till these children are grown up. It's all good.
Yeah. It's crazy. Wait, how old are you? I don't even know.
How what?
How old are you?
Oh, I am. I don't know why I almost said 49. I'm 45. But for some reason in my head it was 49. Maybe I feel 49. I don't know.
That's so
Which
funny.
I actually don't. I feel like I'm 25 or 28 maybe.
I wouldn't clock you for your 40s. My husband's in his 40s and you look great. Um,
Hey, but you know what? A beard would like that's probably also really helpful. I think about that all the time. I was like, men can hide everything with their beard. What are we gonna do?
my husband's beard is going gray, so now it's like the telltale sign that he's middle-aged.
Yeah, but isn't that the hot face of a man though? I
It
feel like
is. It
once a
is
man
nice.
turns older, because like honest, I tell this to everybody because people will be like, "Oh my god, but your husband is so cute," blah, blah, blah. You should have seen the one that when I met him. This man was not cute. He was a child. Okay, he was a literal child. He did like no. But here's the thing. He showed me pictures from back home,
Uh-huh.
and I saw a picture of his dad, and I was like, how old is your father? And he's like, he was in his 40s or whatever in the picture. And
Yeah.
I was, in my mind, I was like, if I can make it to 40, I have the hottest fucking husband out there. And now everybody's like, wow, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, me. I waited. Yes, thanks to me. This has all to do with me.
That's so funny.
Because here's the thing. If he wasn't with me, he wouldn't have a beard. He wouldn't have the long hair. He wouldn't dress the way he dressed. He'd still look like shit. So no, thank you, Simone. For waiting
So
20
funny.
years.
It's funny because I always say I swindled my husband hardcore. He met me when I was like 21. I was pregnant at the time, but you couldn't tell. Like he knew I was pregnant, but I wasn't like showing yet. It was very
Okay.
early. So I was just like the thinnest I'd ever been due to anxiety and depression and just ill habits as a 21
Oh,
year old.
you think you duped him?
Yeah, and I was just so thin and so cool, and I had like a cool pixie cut, and like I wore black eyeliner really well, and I was really thin. And then I had a baby, and I pulled a Jessica Simpson and gained 80 pounds literally while I was pregnant, and just didn't care after that. And I was like, I'm good in this body, I'm fine. Totally swindled him.
Yeah, well,
I went full
but see,
mom.
that's also the true test. Are you there for longevity or are
Exactly.
you just there for a good time? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like once I had a kid, then I was like, oh, I'm gonna start crocheting and knitting. I'm gonna go full grandma and not cool anymore.
like nowadays, that is the new cool.
It is. I finally made it full circle. Now I'm
Yeah,
cool again. But
yeah,
for a while there, everybody was like, what the hell are you doing, Jerry? You're so weird.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
But yeah. So then like I'm wondering so I wore my pansexual shirt today. I already told you this off camera, and the whole camera
Yes.
can't even see the whole shirt. But are you like an out proud pansexual, or am I putting you out of the closet right now?
I don't feel about sexuality as I do as having to come out. I don't think of it
Same.
in that terms.
Same.
I don't think the weight is so hard on it. I feel like there's maybe more. If you tell somebody, I feel like they're probably just like, eh, if
Yeah.
anything, but it's not like I have to like brace you guys because I have something to say. I'm
Yeah.
pansexual. They'll probably be
I
like,
never
what is that? And
I
if I
never did either.
right, and then they're gonna be like, yeah, duh, we knew that. I kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I never did
Yeah.
either. And then I also don't talk about it because I've been with my husband for like 11 years now. So then I hate having the conversation where I'm like, yeah, I like all people. And then they're like, but you're with a guy. It's the same thing with OCD. Like I don't go around telling people I have OCD because then they're like, Jerry, you're not clean. What are you talking about?
You're not gonna
So
explain to them. Fuck them.
like for me, I find like so then I have questions because I just like to ask people things. It's no judgment. But for me, I always say like pansexuality to me is like, I don't care what your genitals are. I'll just find you
Right.
attractive or not attractive, or I'll like your personality or you'll make me laugh. Are you the same, or do you still have like certain limits that you want to be within?
No, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Like if somebody is attractive, they're attractive to me. Here's the thing though. And I feel like this is with everything and people just
Mhm.
that consider themselves straight and cis and blah 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 blah, all of those things, I think they just lack introspection.
That sounds right. Yeah.
One of those. Introspection. That's it.
Introspection.
There's just like
Yes.
an introspection of like, yes, even though doesn't matter to me what your genitals are, doesn't mean that I want to jump everybody's bones
Yeah. Same.
all the fucking time,
Yeah.
or just no. I feel like the opposite is true because
Yeah.
I need to vibe with somebody or because I need to feel some certain kind of way about them, regardless of what their sex is. I find it harder to find a vibe than a genital.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I'm the same way. I think younger Jerry didn't care, and I was like straight up hoe phase. Didn't
Right.
care. I would sleep with whoever. But then as I've gotten older and I've started to love myself more, I'm the same way. I'm like, dude, it would take a lot for me to want to sleep with you. You really have to be cool.
I agree 100%. When I was younger, I feel like to me, it was the opposite. I didn't want to get to know somebody. I didn't want to know what they're about. I kind of just wanted to get my rocks off and then keep it moving. And
Same.
now it's like, and now it's the exact opposite where I'm
Yeah.
like, sometimes I go out and I'm like, so if this was like, I don't know, I'm like 19 years old, I would be probably over there and taking at least that guy home, take
Yeah.
his number, talk to her,
Yeah.
and then like have something lined up for the next 3 days.
Yeah. I always had whenever I was younger, I always had like a roster. It was always fun having like the game to see who you would get.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
if there's no one to get, then you have like the lineup that you can text the you up or what you doing. What a time. What a time to be alive where we could just text booty calls. Um,
Yes. Yep, exactly. I agree. It was like that too for me. And then I don't know what happened, but it's like now, again, now I'll be out and about and I look at people and I'm like, ew, no, I absolutely not. Go away.
I have like such a low tolerance for men these days that I almost feel bad for my husband. Like I
Me too,
can't
but you know what?
imagine. I
I
can't.
feel like, I don't know about your husband, but like, I feel like my husband gets it.
Yeah.
Also, if I post something offensive that men could possibly take offensive, my husband sees it too. I don't
Yeah.
hide that from him.
Yeah.
And usually I get either if he's like somewhere in the house and I'm at home too, I get oh, that was funny or that was cool or whatever.
Yep.
Or I get a heart or whatever. And then I find it funny when I have dudes that are like DMing me, defensive as hell. And I'm like, my own husband doesn't have a problem with it because he gets where I'm coming from. And usually it's a joke anyways. If you, again, they're the emotional.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly, dude. Okay.
It's
Zoom's
like,
gonna Zoom's gonna kick us out. So
okay.
we're gonna go to commercial, quote unquote. And
Yay!
I'm gonna send you the other Zoom link.
Okay, cool.
Hi, today's podcast is sponsored by me, Jerry B. Berry. I crochet things, I knit things, I make things. So if there's anything that you would like to custom order from me, you can always message me, Jerry B. Berry on Instagram. You can email me at jerrybberry@gmail.com. I can do custom orders. You can always check out my website, which is always in the description box, as well as my email and my Instagram. I would love to make things for you, so you can always reach out to me. If you would like your ad here on this platform or on any of my other YouTube videos, you can also reach out to me at those places, and I am happy to shout you out. Even if you're a close friend, if you just have a small business, whatever it may be, I love shouting out small businesses. Message me and let me know, and I will do that for you. Okay, let's get back to the episode. Bye.
One day I will pay to upgrade Zoom, but for now we just have scheduled commercial breaks, 30 minutes through. Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Hang on. Is it me or is it you? I can't tell.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Yeah,
now? Okay.
perfect. So yeah, men are emotional, men are annoying, and I have such low threshold. My husband is so lucky he slipped in there before I like became more or less tolerant, I guess.
Same, and I think I saw you wrote something or you said something the other day where I was like, yes, That's how I feel too. Where it was like, well, he's my best friend.
Yes.
Well, I think you put something in your stories where I was like, yeah, same. He's my best friend. That's the only reason. He's lucky.
Yeah, he's one of the very only male friendships I have,
Yes.
honestly. I have
Yes.
like one other from college, but like that's not a best friend. Like I catch up with that person maybe once a month over dinner,
Yeah.
and that's all that is. But yeah, definitely my husband knows more about me than probably anybody else. I mean, maybe the goddesses will know first, or some other women will know first, but ultimately, like he'll know all of it.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. Same thing. But it wasn't like that for us at all. For the first 20 years of our marriage, it was not like that. But I realized very early on that there was potential. Now, don't get me wrong, if I was single now, or if I'm looking now, uh, potential is like no longer on the menu. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At
same.
this point, you gotta come baked with a glaze on top.
That's so
That's not
funny.
saying, I mean, obviously everybody has their issues and everything can be worked out in my opinion. But like what I'm not gonna do is what I did for 20 years and is sit back, relax, and well, didn't relax because I couldn't relax because I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I racing my husband? This is so ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But I was like, once we are out of the bounds of the military, I'm gonna blow his fucking mind if he's open to it. Again, it was this whole thing. His dad, when he came here and visited us, his dad has passed, but he came to visit us one time, and he was like, Josh had to go to bed early because he had to work. But his dad and I night owled it up and watched some baseball movie, and then he goes, this is like a well-oiled machine. You guys are like a business. And I was like, you think I'm here to fuck around? Like I knew this, I'm gonna be in this for the next 20 years.
I
That
love
was my
that.
mindset anyways.
Yeah. I guess I'm lucky. I don't feel like I had to raise my husband very much.
Good.
I don't think so. I think I got lucky in that aspect.
Yeah,
But I
that's
know
good.
that like we definitely did not have it easy in the beginning. It wasn't like
No.
that in the beginning at all. And I always advocate for like most marriages aren't easy and that's normal. I hate the
That
rules where
is so
they're like,
normal. It is so normal.
yeah, I hate the rules where they're like, what do you mean marriage is hard? And I'm like,
Yes.
living with anyone
It's
forever
hard as fuck.
is hard.
Oh, did you live with your husband before you got married? Or did you do the
Yes.
stupid shit we did? Oh, you got good for you. My dumbass got married and then moved in with what I thought was a pig.
Oh my God. Yeah, I could never.
And the funny thing was, I would call his mom and be like, what is happening? What do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do? Why is he so dirty? And it's not that he's dirty. He's not dirty at all. He's extremely clean when it comes to his body.
Yeah.
But it would be like, I would come home after like a 16-hour shift and to my apartment that he had the audacity to put McDonald's on my coffee table and not pick it up.
So
And I
funny.
just worked all fucking day. Like it was like
Yeah.
already like this.
Yeah. No. We did everything backwards. Like we met when I was pregnant
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah,
That's
like
funny
I
too.
moved 3,000 miles from any possible baby daddy. And then like I met Chris and then he like while we were pregnant, I was like, you're gonna have to fuck around or find out because after the baby comes, we're not doing like off season onsies. So it's either just done forever or you're gonna be around for like a while. Like you have to make a commitment. So
Yeah.
then my son was born and he was like, yeah, I'll stick around. And he just moved his shit into my mom's house where I was living. And then at some point we moved in with his mom. So it was me, Chris, kid, and then we moved in with his mom. And then we got married after that. And then we had our second kid at some point after that. So yeah, we did it all kind of backwards.
But it works. You don't have to do it the traditional way. Plus, I never
Yeah.
wanted to get married. And to this day, we say, like, we would have never gotten married if he wasn't in the military and he could have stayed in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally the only reason why we got married. Because I was like, he proposed to me. I thought it was horrible. I got mad because I was like, we never talked about it. Well, it wasn't horrible. It was amazing. It was very romantic, but to me, it was horrible because romance, ew. And then you
Yeah.
never asked me the question. I could have told you from the get-go that was out of the question.
Yeah.
But then the time got closer and closer for him to leave, and I was like, but I don't want to sit here wonder what could have happened.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
That's so funny. Kendra, I'm gonna put Kendra on blast, but I'll talk to her like probably tomorrow and record. But her
Yay.
story is similar. Where like her and her husband just got married because she was traveling to Japan for work, and then they kind of had to figure out their relationship after marriage. So I guess me and Chris are lucky in that way. We figured a lot out before then,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of like I feel like in the beginning it was a lot of me putting down my foot where I was like, I'm not tolerating this anymore. I'm not tolerating that anymore. And he was just like, cool. And I was like, okay, great. and,
He was down for the
and,
ride. That's good.
yeah. And then, but then, like, I was totally unhealed. The Discord keeps blowing up, so my computer just keeps making noise. But I don't know how to silence it. I'm like an old lady now. But yeah. And it was in the beginning, I was super unhealed, and I was still super non-trusting of anyone ever. And it's funny too, because me and Chris were both the people that all of our friends would say they're never getting married and have kids. Like no one ever thought I was going to get married or have kids. No one ever thought Chris was going to get married and have kids. But then once I found out I was pregnant, I was like, oh fuck, I guess I'm having a kid. And I had friends tell me just go get an abortion, Jerry. You're a party girl. You can't raise this kid. You don't even know who the dad is. Blah blah blah. And I was like, no, I'm just going to move all the way to California from Pennsylvania and just raise it there with my mom. And then I met Chris while I was here. And then Chris's friends were like, yeah, he's never settling down. He's not going to be a dad. And I'm like, that's cool. I told him he can leave once the baby's born. Like, whatever. We can just fuck around until then. And then he stuck around. So that's how that worked.
I love it. See, and this is the thing. I feel like we should all write a book about like the ones that are married or the ones that aren't. Their love stories. Because here's the thing. The Hallmark bullshit
Yeah.
is not how it happens,
Oh,
okay?
way, dude.
And I see so many girls, especially like, not especially, but like just growing up around me where my very best friend was like that. Well, if it's not the knight in shining armor, I was like, bitch, then you'll sit here forever. And
I
which is
know,
fine
dude.
too. Which
I
is
know.
totally fine because here's the thing. I wanted to sit and not do anything with that. And it came anyway. But she would be out there just like, nope, not him, nope, not him, nope, not him, nope. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is not perfect and that is not perfect. And I was like, I didn't even want to get married. And then I'm putting in work now. Why? I didn't even want this.
Yeah.
But
Like I think it was around 2 years ago, like right after I got sober, we had a horrible shit year. And it was just like 3 deaths had happened. I lost my job and I was like, I quit drinking and my world went to shit. I don't think I was ever meant to quit drinking, maybe. I don't know.
damn,
And
that's
like while all this shit is going down, I'm hanging out with the one other guy friend I have, and we're catching up for the first time in months and months and months. And we're having dinner, and I'm venting a bit about Chris. I'm like, oh my God, like he has he's gained so much weight, not for me in vanity purposes, but that his health has gone really downhill. His snoring is his like sleep apnea is so bad. He's like spitting and hitting me in his sleep, right? I'm just going through all the shit, right? And then my friend Joseph is like, well, this is why I can't be in a relationship, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can't tolerate any of this shit. And I'm like, but Joseph, my parents will die one day. And like, what am I going to be like when they die? Like, I want someone there for me. Like, that's the whole point of committed relationships. Like, you don't have to like what they're doing right now to still have like compassion. Plus, like, you're putting in the time because you want it back when it's your turn. Like, I'm going to be a mess when one of my parents die. And then what? Like, I'm not going to want somebody to be like, fuck you, I'm done. This is too much. Like, that's
right.
terrible.
Right.
But yeah, it's rough. That's what I always tell people. Like, every long term relationship person I talk to, they're like, oh, yeah, we went through a whole year where we didn't even like each other. I'm like, oh, I get it.
I think I went through 20 years of A, not liking him, and B, completely DIDing because my life was dictated by his career. And that was like, I wanted my life to be dictated by my career,
Yeah.
not by whatever the fuck this is. And then here's the next thing. He was in the military for 21 years. I met him the first year he was in the military. So 20 years we were in the military together. And out of 20 years of being a couple, if I did it in my, like I wrote it down once and I did all the calculation, out of 20 years, I actually only saw him 7 years. So it's like,
That's
he's
crazy.
almost a stranger in your house.
That's crazy.
Every time he deploys for a year, he comes back and he's a completely different person. Oh, I'm gonna have to send you a picture. You're gonna die laughing because he asked me not too long ago. He said, "Hey, do you have a picture of me while I was in the military?" I was like, "I have so many. What are you talking about?" He said, "No, because I feel like I used to look a lot older." I was like, "You did?" And he's like, "But what was it?" I was like, "One moment." So I have a picture of him where he was home for R&R, and I swear to God, now I don't remember what this character's name is. Fester, the bald dude with the black eyes. Yeah. So but I knew that if I told him that, he wouldn't understand what I was talking about. So I just cut it out and put Fester next to it and send it to him. And he was like, holy shit. I was like, yeah, you look dead.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what the
God.
military does to you. I was like,
Okay.
so
I
that's
have,
if he was home, that's what I would have to deal with. Fucking Fester, because he wasn't here. So I had to DID, like, checking out. You know what I mean?
yeah, I have an interesting, oh, maybe this doesn't matter because you're German. I was going to ask, because this is like, and this is could get really heated, but I think we'll be fine because we're women. Um, when it comes to being in the military for 20 years, was there political disagreements or does it not matter because you're German and you can't vote anyways? Can you
Ooh.
vote?
No, I cannot vote.
That's what I thought. Okay.
You cannot vote until you are a citizen. And to
Yeah,
become a citizen, I think a lot of Americans don't understand that,
it takes a
is
long
you
time.
cannot come to this country and apply for citizenship. That's not a thing. You
Yeah.
cannot just do that. You can, if depending on what country you come from, and I don't know if they've changed it, but I know that as Germans, we could enter a lottery, a lotteria,
Uh-huh.
and if you win it, you then get to pay 10,000
Yeah.
marks back then, which is probably now 100,000, I'm assuming, right? To buy yourself a citizenship. But so again, you have to have that money. Oh,
Yeah.
and it was you had to have a certain degree of education.
Yeah.
You had to pass that education thingamajiggy. You had to enter that lottery and you had to have the funds. So, like, the chances to become an American is very slim. Okay,
Yeah.
so when you come here and you want to become an American, you have to have a sponsor, meaning an American citizen.
Yeah.
Therefore, you marry somebody
Yeah.
or somebody adopts you.
Okay.
So, Mexicans coming here and applying for citizenship, no, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
going the right way, that's not a thing. There is
Yeah.
no right way.
I remember my middle school history teacher for 2 years of middle school. She did seventh and eighth grade. I cannot tell you. Oh, her name was Miss Stern, but that was her husband's name. I don't know her actual Korean last name. But she got to America, like she met her husband, married him, moved to America, and she said it took her like 12 years to get citizenship because she had to like prove that she had a good working stable job and she had to have so much
No,
money, like you said, like a
no
lot of
debt
money at
at
the time.
home,
You have to
no
like
debt
pass the
here.
test.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have
yeah,
to make sure you're not like a weirdo or that you're
yeah,
not forming fraud. So she had to be married
yeah.
and have the job for so long before they would even consider it. It was crazy. And she
You
threw a
have
like
to.
I remember we were in middle school and she threw a big party and she brought like all this Korean food for us to eat because she was like, I got my citizenship and we like she had a
It's
cake.
a
It was
big
crazy.
deal. It's a
Yeah,
huge fucking deal. And it is not a big deal as in now you finally get to live under this dictatorship. But depending on where you come from, which is by the way why I still don't have my citizenship, because my if you want to kick me out, my country is fine.
that's
But
true.
I understand why people want to have citizenship, not because they agree with the motherfucker,
Yeah.
whatever motherfuckers, but because at home is so much worse.
Uh-huh.
And that says something. Like,
Totally.
that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I want a citizenship? Like, I'm fine. I can go home and he can come with me. So if it's, let's
Yeah.
go.
That's a good way to be. I kind of wish I had that deal. I should have married somebody from a cool country rather than just
Yeah, but
another
I didn't
American.
know that was gonna happen. Here's the thing: I always wanted to live in the States. I never wanted to become a citizen. I never wanted to become a legal resident. I just wanted to come to the States and go to school
Yeah.
or work for my aunt. I had an aunt that lived in California for 25 years. And especially what I never wanted to do was come with a man here because why are you bringing sand to the ocean? And I definitely didn't want to live here until like my dying day. So again, we're going through the thing of like what you think happened. Okay. So
Yeah.
with romance, I feel like it's a much more important instead of getting what you want is to learn how to pivot.
Yeah.
And use your discernment when choosing a partner. Is he going? Don't try to change people. You can't
No.
change people. You're just
No.
gonna have to find the one that you most likely are able to deal. Well, you can deal with all his shit, and vice versa. He can deal with your shit. And going back to your question of if there was ever a political disagreement, Josh and I actually had a conversation about this not too long ago, because when we went to North Carolina, he went to school to become a special forces,
Mhm.
and he fell in with a group of people, which one of the persons is no longer in the group for the reason of Christian nationalism. And
Yeah.
when that started happening, I could tell that he was talking to people that I was like, this is not you.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on. You're hanging out with somebody. Like, I recognize the immediately because I know him.
Yeah.
So when he comes home and starts spewing political shit in general, because he's always like, well, I'm a soldier. I'm not allowed to have an opinion. This
Yeah.
is my career. That's that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad because I was like, I didn't want to have the political conversation with him because I
Yeah.
can't vote. And now, if I would be able to vote, I feel like yes. Oh, but since last year, I will jump down his throat about it because I'm like,
Well, that's what's like so interesting because I feel like I grew up as a kid. I know I'm young, but I grew up as a kid watching 9/11 happen, and I was in like, I want to say I was in third grade or fourth grade. So I was really young. I didn't quite understand what was going on. But I feel like even back then you could have political conversations. And nowadays, like you cannot. It's just you can't do it. And then it's like ruining whole friendships and relationships. Like there's a friend that my husband has known since he was like 5, and all of a sudden it's like, what is this guy's deal? Where is he coming from with this? Like we don't even follow him anymore because we can't. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Um, but yeah, it's incredibly split. And then I feel bad for people like that are in relationships and then you find out that like your partner, it's
to be honest
usually
with you,
women
if Joshua
finding
wasn't,
out that like your husband voted
yes,
for Trump and
yes,
you're like, what
yes.
the fuck are you gonna do now? I don't
If
know.
I would find out, here's the thing, I can't really blow his cover because that's private to him. But let me just say, let me put it this way: if he had voted for Trump, I would be gone. There's
That's
no
how
fucking way in hell. There is no way in hell I would never look back again.
that's how I feel, but like I don't know, like it's so weird. And I know that like my stepmom has dealt with
Does
this,
it
and then
come
some of
from
my
missing
sister-in-laws have dealt with
comprehension?
this. Yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
I was just saying, like, I know that like people in my family have dealt with this, like my stepmom or my sister-in-law or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think the important thing also is does it come from a lack of comprehension and intellect? Or is it you now think, not you, or do they think
Yeah,
they're so empowered in their fascism? You know what I mean?
yeah,
If my husband, I would just say it's the lack of comprehension and intellect. Because I feel like that's the lesser evil, and I would sit him down like I did and have a conversation with him
yeah,
and explain it to him and tell him why I feel so extremely fucking passionate about that. I am an immigrant. I'm fucking white, yes, but that doesn't take me out of the immigrant pool.
yeah,
No
I
matter
know.
what fucking Joe Schmo down the street says with his F-150, I don't give a fuck. It's not up to him. And also coming from Germany,
Yeah,
what do you think I was taught growing up?
yep,
Step for step, not to let the things that are happening now happen.
yep,
And he's like completely aloof to it, going, well, that doesn't mean, yes, that's exactly what it means.
yeah. It's
And
crazy,
so
crazy times.
yes, and he understands. He totally understands. And he's like, yeah, no, absolutely not, blah, 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 blah. But again, he's the one that will still talk to the friends that, and
Yeah,
I don't. I can't, because again, I'm like, hello, I'm an immigrant.
yeah. I
What's
got
wrong
super
with
lucky
you?
that like me and Chris saw eye to eye on a lot of major issues when it comes to like politics, human rights. We both have similar gun views. Where like I think Chris is more open to the idea of guns, but he's totally cool with being no gun house. Like I'm pretty sure
Sa-
Chris shot
Same with
guns
Josh.
before, and like I think he's cool with like learning about them and whatnot, but he's definitely okay with being a no gun house, which is what I wanted. So same with like parenting styles.
Plus, you have kids. Yeah, hell
Yeah.
no.
We got really lucky on meeting up on all those things. All the weird little minutia that like like would cause fights or that married people struggle with. We also learned just how to get around it. Like you said, you can't change anybody. Like you just can't. So you have to learn how to like get around it and find the best way around it. Like I can't even. Oh, one of our biggest examples that we tell people is like, or that I tell people is we don't share a blanket. Like that drove us crazy. That was causing problems for us to share a blanket. So
Dude,
we
you
have
don't even
two
have to
separate
sleep in the
blankets.
same bed if you don't want to,
No,
honestly.
I'm 100% into the idea of having my own room when my kids are older. Like
Right.
totally.
I
Same
wanted
with
to
like
have two matching apartments because I was like, that's the healthiest way.
like a duplex. Yes, I could do a
Yes.
duplex. Yeah.
Yes.
And then like the other big thing is like we got everything Google in our house, like most of our lights, a lot of things in our house we talked to Google to do. And that all stemmed from us arguing every single night about who was supposed to turn the light off. Like you
See,
didn't turn the light
it's
off. No, you were
fixing
the
the
last one.
things.
Like these would be real fights at night that are fucking
Yes.
stupid and meaningless.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
then I came home one day from school and Chris is like, "Oh, I solved all our problems. Now, as we're laying in bed, you can just say the words and it turns the light off for you." And I'm like,
Oh my
"Whoa,
God,
the
yes.
robots are in our room." And then I just stopped
But
caring
you
because it's such a
appreciate
huge,
it now, don't you? You're
yeah,
like, oh my God,
100%.
it's totally solved. See, and
100%.
that's exactly what I mean. It's like things like that. Usually is like you said, it's minutia that pisses you off, but it like piles up. And
Yeah.
then as a woman, especially premenopausal women, I'm sorry, but there is no mercy.
Yeah.
You better go ahead and figure it out, bro. He
Yeah.
figured it out. I like that. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think compromises are 100% key. Like I said, I think it's impossible to find one person to live with forever and be cool.
I
Like
agree.
I've changed 18 times since I met Chris. Like,
Right, right.
you know
One
what I
and
mean?
one would hope, you know?
Yeah. Like it's expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm, I feel like identifying the problem early on is very helpful. Identified the problem early on and knew that I was going to be stuck for it for the next 20 years. And then I identified the next problem, which was his family. And then after the 20 years, I was like, now he can't say, but my career or blah, 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 because it's no longer there.
Yeah.
And if I now stand my ground with his family, he also can't say, but my family. And then he's going to have to take responsibility and change.
Yep.
Or I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'm not dealing with this anymore. And then, we're going back to the beginning of the conversation. So then 2019, he retired. In May, we put everything in storage, our old belongings. We sold our cars, the stuff that we could make most money off, we sold. The rest we put in storage, like sentimental shit and whatever. And moved in our Nissan Xterra that was 20 years old. The only reason I do this is because Josh is a mechanic and knows his shit. Otherwise, no way, no how. I would have had
Yeah.
to have the new Sprinter with all the, no.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But with him, I was like, I can trust him
Yeah.
in that. And I could. And then fucking COVID happens and we're stuck traveling. But we're stuck. We can't get to our next thingy. And we're like in New Mexico
Oh God.
in the mountains by Gallup, which was the best thing ever. And in those 3 months, I was like, okay, so this was the beginning, the traveling, showing you the country that you took care of for 20 fucking years because I've seen more of it than you are, and I am not the American.
Yeah.
Like, that's sad. Now you saw a lot, but here's the thing. Now we're stuck. And I'm not going to be stuck for much longer with somebody that I am not vibing with or not on the
Yeah.
same wavelength with. And I want to tell you what I want to do with the rest of our lives. And I want to hear from you whether you are on board or not. And then I need to see some fucking action or I'm out again. Like, it's not happening anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. And
Yeah.
first of all, I'm retired too. So I don't cook anymore. I don't clean anymore. I don't pay the bills. I don't make sure that the cars are up to date. I don't do the oil change, even though I don't do anything. Okay. I
Yeah.
just do whatever the fuck I want. And that was all amplified and started by joining Ashley Mansa, the Canosexuals class.
Yes.
What was it called?
Was that like
Cosmic
the cosmic
Pussy?
pussy? Yeah.
Yes. And that's how I met Melissa. And then Melissa invited us to she was like, I'm just gonna put this out there. This is really crazy, but I'm gonna invite you guys to my birthday. she said what she was going to do. And in my mind, I was like, you know what I need to do is get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
I am going to commit to this and I'm going to let her know I'm coming for your birthday to Washington and I'm driving.
Yeah.
And then I met all of these open-minded women and yeah,
Yeah.
especially Melissa. Like, oh, I don't know. I love her so much. It was just, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like-minded people.
Yeah, that's how I felt whenever I first met the goddesses. And then now even
Mhm.
more so that we've like, lots happened, a lot of drama and whatnot. But the current
Right.
group that I have now that's like on the Discord now is I think is pretty
The
freaking
best one
solid.
yet. Yeah,
Yeah. And they
yeah.
just keep empowering every woman to just be
Yes.
like, let the men be lonely. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think COVID, to bring it back to that, I think COVID really made or break people. And I for
Yes, it
sure
did.
feel like we were solidified from COVID. Like we decided to have our second kid. We got pregnant, found out we were pregnant in December. And then in January, they're like, the
Oh,
world is going to shit. And then we're like,
yeah,
fuck. So then we're
yeah.
like stuck together. We're living on our own for the first time with no one else. We'd always lived with my mom or his mom, but we had our own apartment on student housing. I was going to state college. And then that's why we decided to have our second kid. We had our own space to like have the second kid. I wanted to have the kid while I was still in school because America sucks at maternity leave. So and then COVID happened. So it was like a disaster, but also kind of nice because then I could Zoom school and like breastfeed and have my baby, and all
Oh,
my friends would see my
nice.
baby and wave to her all the time. So that was cute. But it was also just like the most emotional time of my life, and there's no one else to talk to except for Chris. Like, because at that time, the glowing goddess, like whether you want to call it like ganja goddess or like glowing goddess sisterhood or like whatever we have now, it
Right,
wasn't like it is now. We only knew how to function in person, and so
right.
it's
That's
it like
right. I keep forgetting it started in person and then moved
most of
online.
us didn't have phone numbers. You didn't know every single person's Instagram.
Right.
Like, how were we all
Yeah.
going to stay in contact? And
Yeah.
then somehow, some way, I think Kendra was in charge of starting that Discord back then. But it was still new. No one really knew how to do
Nice.
it. I was pretty computered out by the end of the day from being online for school. So Chris was like the only person I could talk to. So it was just a lot of like crying and emotional shit together for like 3 months.
I'm so sorry, but like I feel like that bonded you guys, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like it could
Yeah.
have broken us. He could have been like,
Yes.
you know what? I'm out. I'm done. I've reached my
Yes.
limit.
Yeah. And but honestly, now that I think about it, like going from seeing somebody only 7 years out of 20 to being like, you know what, we're going to amplify this by 1,000 and we're going to move into a car.
Yeah, crazy. That
24
is
hours.
crazy.
And here's the thing, everybody was like, why would you want to do that? You guys are going to get divorced in a month. I was like, exactly. I don't want to wait 20 more years to find out that I
Yep.
can't do this anymore. We're doing
Yep.
this now. And we're doing this so intimate that nobody can run. I ran once in Spokane. I ran once in Spokane after like 9 months or something like that when he told me that we were going to his grandma's friend's house and I had never met the lady. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to meet your grandma at somebody else's house. Like, that's weird. I'm not going to do that. Why did you agree to this? And
Yeah.
he's like, well, I haven't seen my grandma. I was like, then you go see your fucking grandma and I'm going to do something else. And then thankfully we were in a parking lot of like a mall. So I left my phone and everything and I just went into the mall. I was like, fuck him.
I
I
love
was like,
that.
go ahead to your pool party. I'm gonna be at the mall. And he was
That's
freaking
so
out,
funny.
of course, because I didn't have my phone with me. But then when I came back, I got in the car. I was like, well, too late for the pool party now.
That's so funny.
But like I had to walk it off. I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Now I'm laughing at it because now I know her and I'm like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But I had met his other grandmas and I'm like, I'm not gonna meet this lady in somebody else's like house.
Yeah.
No. Especially God with this family, God knows what she's gonna do. No.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
No.
my gosh. It is 1 o'clock. I don't want to keep you forever. It's
No
so much fun talking
worries.
though.
Yes. Oh my God. I talking to you, I realized how much I miss the goddesses. I'm like, kikiing up was so nice. I need
I
to
know. That's why
fill it
people
back
always the
out.
podcast because then it gives me an excuse to hang out with people. I'm like, it's on the calendar. I have a meeting. It's very important. So that's why I like doing it. But
Hell yeah. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you for doing it. Thank you for being the first test run. We'll see how it evolves. Like I said, I don't know when it's going to come out, but I'll let you know.
It'll be fine.
No,
I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody else too.
I was trying to think of questions that I would ask people before they left because I would always do a little bit of like rapid fire. Like, do you know Winnie the Pooh?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a Winnie the Pooh character you identify with? I love hearing that.
ER.
Same, I have an Eeyore tattoo.
Yes.
That's so
Even
funny.
though I probably people would probably think more I'm Tigger, but I feel like I'm more
Oh my
like
gosh,
ER.
same. But I have an Eeyore tattoo on my foot. And
I love it.
my mom was like, "Oh, you're so bouncy and happy all the time." I'm like, "No, dude, my baseline is sad. I'm just always sad. Like I'm like the Hulk, but with sadness."
Yes, I agree. Same. Yeah.
And then there was
It's
this
the
other
outward
one.
and the inward, right? Outward is the Tigger and inside is
Yeah.
ER. Yeah.
Oh, I always like to ask people what your favorite spice is. That came about by someone asking like what their favorite Spice Girl was, but they accidentally just asked spice. But then I've learned so many cool spices from finding out people's favorite spice.
Yes, I love curry.
Oh God, I hate it. That's so funny. Is curry popular in Germany?
So we have a dish that's called currywurst.
Okay,
And if you want to do it authentically, then you use the kind of sausage that's kind of like a hot dog, but it's thicker and it has a snap to it when you bite into it.
okay,
I don't even know what it's called. But where I'm from, and the rest of Germany can go hate on that. I don't care. My best friend hates on it that I do that. But I just do it with a bratwurst instead.
okay. That's
So
funny.
I grill my bratwurst and then you make a sauce out of, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but it's orange juice,
Okay,
then tomato paste,
interesting.
some kind of broth, a little bit of smoke, and then a fuck ton of curry, and you pour that over your sausage. And yeah, Germany goes nuts over it with some fries. Yeah.
I could not, but that sounds like everything my husband would love. You had me at everything except for the curry. Like all of it I could get.
You're like, yeah,
Except the
I can
curry.
do this. I can do this. No, I cannot do this. Okay. Okay, I can see that.
Oh, are you like are you a sauerkraut fan? Is that like a German thing? Like
German sauerkraut fan. I hate American sauerkraut. It's not supposed to have a snap. It's not supposed to be tangy like that.
I hate sauerkraut. So where I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it was all Polish, German, and Italian. That was it. And they're all Catholic.
Right?
Um,
Right, right,
and
right.
so,
Yes.
but the Polish German really blended. Like we had a lot of like
Yes.
pierogies, but with
Yes.
cabbage and what's it called? Like sauerkraut. And we did a lot of sausages cooked in sauerkraut, any type of like bratwurst or hot dogs or anything. And I always hated sauerkraut, always. I just don't like cabbage in general, which is a
Okay.
hard thing to live with whenever you live with German and Polish people.
It is, but it's also I hate meat. I don't like the taste of it. So coming from Germany where everything is meat, 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 meat was really a big deal. We have another thing where I come from. It's called shit, what is it called? Sauerbraten, which is a roast, but it is like it's almost fermented. And you eat it with like potato dumplings and a red cabbage, and just the smell of it makes me dry heave.
Oh my God.
But it's also what they usually serve during weddings, you know? And my
Interesting.
dad is like, "You are not German." I'm like, I can't eat this. It's disgusting. I don't like red cabbage. I don't like the slimy potato dumplings. What? And then that fermented sour meat. Gross.
That
It's just
doesn't
so
sound good to
gross.
me. Doesn't sound good to me. I don't
Yeah,
like a lot of
exactly.
fermented things. I am a meat lover, but I don't actually like a lot of sausages. Like I'm really weird with my sausage. Like,
Okay, so
I,
but I
yeah.
bet you 100% you would love German sausages because I hate American sausages. Every time
Okay.
somebody's like, "This is really the best," and I'm like, "You couldn't even grind it smoothly," and they're like, "Well, I
Okay.
mean, you want to taste?" No, I don't want to taste the meat. I'm sorry. I
Maybe
want
that's
it
true.
to
Maybe I
taste.
do need to try other ones. Okay.
I followed this guy called the Hot Dog Judge on Instagram, and I asked him if there's any comparable American sausages to German sausages. He said there is a store in LA. I have to look it up. I don't remember what it is. And then he said, but there's only one sausage. He's
Oh
like,
my gosh.
there's nothing else. I'm like, so I'm saying you need to go to Germany. You'll probably like those.
Guess so. Okay, last question before I let you go.
Yes.
There's a lot going on in the world of Taylor Swift right now. Are you a Swiftie, no Swiftie, mediocre? Like, do you listen to
I am
music?
a Swiftie ally.
Love
There's
that.
lots of songs that I absolutely adore, but I also don't go researching the background or whatever.
Yeah.
However, I'm totally ally. I saw that you guys did a listening party and I was like, fuck, I wanted to be there for that. That would have been
Yeah.
fun. So like I understand the fandom. I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah. Same. I've been a huge fan of the music since it ever started. It was very much like with my age group. But
Right, 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 right.
I didn't get into all of the lore and all of the Easter eggs and the craziness
So
until like
lately,
maybe 2, 3 years ago, 2, 3 years ago.
right, right, right.
But even still, I don't take it all super seriously. I'm really
Right.
into just the music. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will let you go. Thank you so much, Simone. Love you. We'll
Love
sesh
you
again.
too.
We'll hang out.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I loved talking to Simone. I loved rewatching the podcast with Simone while I was editing. So I really hope you love it. I hope it felt like you were just sitting and chatting with your girlfriends. That's kind of the goal of this podcast. And if you loved it, make sure you check back next month, the last Friday in February. I will be uploading a podcast video of me and Kendra talking. So there's a little sneak peek for that. I've shouted out Kendra so many times on my channel. I think she is like the coolest person. I consider her one of my best friends. We have been friends since 2018. She is an amazing artist, and our Pisces Virgo energies are just like the best together and make the best friendship ever. And yeah, I cannot wait for you to see Kendra next month. So if you stuck around to the end, put in the comments. Let's see, what can you put in the comments? Put like Germany in the comments because Simona's from Germany and I think that's like the coolest thing ever. And I love talking to her about that. So, okay, we will see you on Monday for vlogs, but next month for more podcasting. Bye. Bye. Bye.